Hi guys, so my name's Lauren. My Twitter is SunsetsSwift89 and that's also my Tumblr. And I got to meet Taylor Swift on October 17th in Dallas/Arlington, Texas. So I'm just going to make a little video talking about it because I know a lot of people wanted one, and I know personally I liked watching these kind of videos because I think it's really cool. So yeah, let's just get started. So this part's about how I got the meet and greet. So back when Taylor's album came out, she had this 1999 sweepstakes, which is when you bought the album, you got a code, and you entered it online. So both me and my mom got a copy, and she entered this code online. And I didn't think that we would win. I thought it would just be another random contest where you never really figure out who wins. And I didn't think it was ever possible for me to win. And about 3 weeks after that, I knew that they were going to be contacting winners, and everyone on Tumblr and Twitter and social media was talking about it. And I checked my email, and there was nothing. So I was like, okay, I guess I didn't win. And then my mom, who was in California at the time, she called me and was like, I got this email saying, congratulations, potential grand prize winner. And at first she didn't believe it was real, so she Googled it and did all that stuff. And then I got in touch with some other people who had also won, and it was really hard to talk about it because none of us knew whether or not we were allowed to say anything like publicly on social media. So I didn't, because I didn't want anything to happen, because I've heard of that happening before where they don't end up getting me here because I say something. And like, yeah, so we had to fill out some forms, and we had to do background checks, and it was a long process. And then but when I did find out that I possibly was meeting Taylor, because I didn't know for sure, it said potential, so I was like a little hesitant on whether it was real or not. I just started like crying because I've wanted to meet her since like 2008, and I've tried every tour to get into the Club Red and Tea Party, and then that never happened. So yeah, so that was about 3 weeks after tickets had went on sale. So I had already bought tickets to Denver, because I don't know if I went to Denver. And so when we got the email, we had to choose another show, and I was like, well, Dallas is close to me, so I chose the Dallas show as my show. And we had to get papers signed, notarized, and then sent back to them. And it was months and months of communication back and forth between Taylor Nation and all the winners. And then in April, I received final confirmation that I was meeting Taylor at this show, and there were 2 tickets and everything. So that's how I won the meet and greet. I didn't get chosen off of Tumblr. I didn't win them from a radio station. I won them from the Sweepstakes. I didn't get Swiftmas package. I won them back when the album came out. So basically, I'm just going to talk about like what I wore, what I did to get ready for the show and everything. So I got, so Dallas was my last show of the tour. I went to night 1 in Denver, night 2 in Denver, and then thanks to Xfinity, I got tickets to Omaha, which is the week before. Dallas was just super, super fun, so me and my mom drove 13 hours to Omaha, and that was really cool. And I got to meet up with some of my friends, and that was so fun. And then I started thinking about my outfit for Dallas, which is about 3 hours away, so it was a 3-hour drive, so we had to book a hotel, etc. So I wore this skirt. It looks like the one she wears in Welcome to New York. And then this crop top says Swiftie on the front, and all the times I saw Taylor on the back. And then my tour cards, a 13 on my hand. I think I'm finally clean on my arm, and then all of my bracelets. And I did also make a scrapbook, and I wrote a letter for Taylor. I do not have the scrapbook because I gave it to her. Well, I'll mention that later. And I had a bunch of letters and gifts that my friends from the Denver squad, shout out to them if they're watching this, wanted to get me to give Taylor. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the actual experience now. So this next part is going to be about the whole what happened before I met Taylor, and then the whole meeting Taylor part. So me and my mom got we drove around the venue just to take a look at it because we'd never been there at about 2. And we had gifts for Taylor in gift bags, and we weren't sure what we were supposed to do because nobody really knows this, but their bag policy was super strict. Like, you had to have clear bags only, and I had a gift bag. So my mom called Kevin because we had gotten his number in an email in case we had any last minute questions, which we ended up having because we weren't sure how strict they were because we were going to be meeting Taylor and whatever. So we called him, and he said yes, we needed to go get a clear bag because otherwise we wouldn't be allowed to bring the gift in. So we drove around the venue. I took some pictures, and parking didn't open till 3:30 or 4. I can't remember. So we then went to Walmart, and then we checked into our hotel, and I finished getting ready because our meet and greet wasn't available to pick up, like our paper wasn't available to pick up until, I think it was 5. It must 4:15. I don't have the email in front of me, but I think 4:15. So we got to the venue, we parked, I said hi to some of my Twitter friends, they were already in line, and then I went to go pick up my tickets and my meet and greet paper, which so they didn't let us keep the envelope, but these were my tickets. They weren't like the besties, but I was just happy to be there. They were in section 241, row 3, seat 3 and 4. We actually ended up sitting in the aisle because those people didn't come. And there were side stage view, but that was actually pretty cool because I got to be backstage. I got to see the backstage, and then I got this piece of paper. I'm sure everybody has seen it floating around. And it just says, "Dear Dallas guest, your opportunity to meet Taylor starts at 5:15 tonight when you meet on the field next to Section G in front of the Miller Lite Club." Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. This was really confusing because it made it sound like we had to go down and meet on the floor, but we really just had to meet in front of the section. So, yeah, and it says that's the letter. And then, so we went to that section, and I was actually the first one there, and there was over 100 different people who also had meet and greet. So they took us, we all met at section 218, and luckily I got to enter with my friends, let me cut in line with them so I wouldn't have to be rushing because I was scared I wasn't going to get to the venue I get into the spot on time. And it says, please be prompt. So, and I didn't want to be late. That'd be really bad. So we got to the section, and then we waited for everyone else, and then they took us down some stairs, down some more stairs, and then onto the floor where we waited in a line for like half an hour. And then they gave us our bracelets, and it says 1017 because that's the day I met her. My mom has one too. And then they separated us into 2 lines, and I was confused at first because I didn't know why. They had, there was 2 lines, one to the left and one to the right. The one to the left was long, and it looked like it was filled with people who maybe won it from radio stations and like had connections or whatever. And then the one to the right, which is the one that I got to go in, not sure why, was shorter, and it had one of the Swift Miss girls. I think her name is Michelle. I don't know. She was in front of me when she picked up her paper. She had that. People Taylor wanted to meet on Tumblr, and then there was about like 5 other Swift Stakes winners who were there. So we waited in line there for about 30 minutes. That's when Taylor posted her Band-Aid picture because I was at my show. And then they, started giving us the rules or whatever. They told us we had to put all the gifts on the table outside. We couldn't bring anything in. No tickets, no paper, no nothing, no phones. And then we started to go in, and so we set our stuff on the table. Well, I turned my phone off just so nothing would happen. Set it on the table, set everything down. And then they took us in this hallway, and then there's the little thing that says Loft 89, and I wish I could have taken a picture. And I made sure not to be the first in line because I wanted to be able to, experience being in Loft 89 and, hearing Taylor meet other fans, which was really, really cool. So then we walked into Loft 89, and it is super small. I had heard it was small, but It was super small and it was super cute, and it was all set up for Loft, and they had the pizza and the cookie. I don't think they had pizza, but they had cookies and everything and water and all that set up. And I sat on the couch for like 2 seconds because I was scared I was gonna get yelled at. And I heard Taylor talking to the fans, and like you could see glimpses of her through the curtain when they opened the curtain. And the girl in front of me went, and then it was my turn. But before that, Erica checked our names off of the list, and they give you this card, and they tell you how to get your picture. It took me 2 days to get mine, so that was kind of long. But, and then they open the curtain, and there she is, and I'm really surprised I didn't cry. I just walk in there, and I'm like, and she's like, "Oh, you're adorable," and I just run and I give her the biggest hug, and then she says hi to my mom because my mom was there too, and she told me that she liked my skirt and that she wears one just like it because it looks like her Welcome to New York, and I was like, I know, that's why I chose my skirt. And then I honestly don't remember what else. I don't even. My mom told her that we left her a present outside. It was just a scrapbook filled with me and my friends and everything I've done this tour and other tours. And I told her I loved her about 5 times, and I would not stop hugging her because her hugs are amazing and she smells so good. And it was something that I wanted to hug her since like I was like 10. So yeah, and then I thanked her for playing Fearless in Omaha because that was my favorite song, and I was going to ask her to play it, but I heard it in Omaha, so I was okay with not hearing it again. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much for playing it. It meant a lot to me. And I probably make a video talking about Omaha too. And I have a Denver one, I just have to upload it, so sorry. My iPad is being annoying. And then I hugged her, and then we had to go because she had about 100 different people to meet after me. I don't remember who was in the room with me. People ask me that. I don't remember. I don't remember when they even took the picture, so I was like, I don't even remember. But like the second I got out of the room, I was like crying, and the security guard had asked me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah, and she was telling me not to cry, and I was like, but the best day of my entire life, like something I've been waiting for, just happened to me. So, and then we went back and got our stuff, and I immediately called my friend, crying, telling her everything Taylor said, and like how I hugged her, and I also told her my Tumblr, and I didn't tell her my name. I don't know. And she hasn't followed me yet, but that's probably because she met like a billion people after me, and that's like, okay, I mean, she'll follow me eventually, I hope. And yeah, so after that we waited for some other sweepstakes winners, and we all went to find our seats because we were all in the same section together. And I did end up going to Taylor Nation. I picked up my merch, which I got this shirt and this lithograph, the full face lithograph, because I left my presents and my letter in the plastic bag, so I didn't have anywhere to put my stuff, so I had to pre-order merch just so I would have a place to keep my picture in it and confetti and everything else that I got. So then I picked up my merch and we went to our seats for a little bit, and then I decided to go check out Taylor Nation. The line was super long, so we sat down for a little bit more, and then we went back to Taylor Nation, and as I was walking this one girl I knew from Twitter, I was like, hey, I know you from Twitter. So I cut in line with her, and we stood in line, and I missed all of Shawn Mendes and all of Vance Joy, but I didn't care because I had seen them, and I wanted to see Kevin again, and I think it was Sierra, and I wanted to take another picture at the Taylor Nation booth because I have one for every show except for this show. So we waited in the line. I filled out the little survey thing. I took pictures. No, I didn't take pictures with the cats. I did in Omaha. And then I hugged Kevin and Sierra, and I just told them thanking them for everything they've done for me, everything for them being so nice to all of us in the tour, and like, yeah. And so they took a picture of me with my meet and greet letter, because that's what I wanted my picture to be. And they posted that on the website because they were about to close the booth because Taylor was about to come on. We made it back just in time for, there was like 2 songs, and then it was She Drives Me Crazy, which was the fan cam. And I didn't get on the fan cam this time, but I did in Omaha, so I'll make a video on Omaha too, because Omaha was fun. Omaha is probably one of my favorite shows. And then we went back to our seats, and then Feel So Close came on, and then she came on during Welcome to New York. And the entire concert was just so cool. It was so amazing. I couldn't believe that I met her right before, and now she's on stage. And then she brought out Ellie Goulding, and I love Ellie Goulding, and I absolutely love Me Like You Do. So that was really, really cool. And then she sang 15, which is a song I really like. I know a lot of people kind of sick of her singing that, but I was like okay with that. And then she did their clean speech, and that always gets to me, and I'm always really emotional at that. And then she wore the pink Shake It Off outfit, which is my favorite, and I started the tour with the pink outfit, and this is my last show, and I got the pink outfit, so I was really happy. But the show, so there was fireworks and confetti, and then the show ended, and as I was walking out, I walked past the section where I met Taylor, like where we waited to meet Taylor, and I saw all the people going to Loft 89, so I got to talk to a few of them for a little bit, some of them from Instagram and Tumblr and stuff, so I got to talk to them and, like, tell them, oh, Taylor's lovely, and, like, they're gonna have so much fun, and I got to congratulate them, and, like, they deserved it, and I listened to them, and they told me about how they got picked, and, like, when they got picked, and what happened, and whatever, and that was really cool. And then we sat in the parking lot for, like, half an hour trying to get out, and we went back to the hotel, and I Skyped with my friends, and then so that, I was kind of sad because it's the last show of my tour, or not my tour, my last show of the tour. And I don't know if I can insert my picture, but I might. I'll try it. I just realized I forgot to tell everyone that you also get a signed picture when you meet Taylor. So that's mine. As you walk out of the room, they hand it to you. And it won't let me add my pictures at the end, but if you want to see them, they're on my Twitter and my Tumblr, which is Sunset Swift 89. So thanks for watching.